Mike, turn your games down.
Hi, everybody. Episode 359 of Games My Mom Found. I am Mike Albertin, and who's not afraid of heights with me tonight?
It's me. It's Dominic. I'm back again. I'm rolling the dice, and we're playing Mirror's Edge Catalyst.
So, it's been a couple years. We did the first Mirror's Edge, and I was like, okay, I shouldn't see what we're talking about first, and then I'll tell the story. All right, so we're here to talk about Mirror's Edge Catalyst, developed by DICE, published by EA, and came out in 2016. So I've always been interested in this game. When we did Mirror's Edge, I think a couple years ago, so I was like, okay, I got people that did Mirror's Edge 1. I'm sure they'll all come back. Now, out of the 4 people that were interested in Mirror's Edge 1, only one person returned, Dominic, and only one other person out of all the people I know was even interested in doing this, besides Dominic, but he was unable to make it. He was unable to just play this game. But, people do not like this game.
The first one is so unique and so good. I can understand if you know what this is, not wanting to go back to it. Not that it's bad, but...
No, it's not a bad game. It's just they took the formula from the first one, which is a first-person parkour runner.
Action running. Some gunning if you want, but...
Yeah, they took care of that problem. And then in this game, it's still that, but now we have an open world map, sort of, which just means that it's not as controlled. Like, one thing that's special about Mirror's Edge 1 is the levels are all like, these are the levels, these are the paths, this is what you can do, period. Like, it was, built that way, and it was built really good. So when you give an open world, they have to make all these different areas good. Like, they have to make sure everything works, and I think it takes away something from the game somehow.
I think, though, that's what people kind of wanted in a sequel, is that, when you played the game, I feel like whatever I heard about it was like, oh, but imagine an open world version of this. And I think conceptually that sounds interesting, but like you said, you have such crafted levels in the first one that even though they are seamless in the open world, they are crafted levels. Comparatively, just having an open world full of different things does sound fun, like Assassin's Creed does it, and it works really well. But that craft isn't there in the same way.
It's the monkey paw. It curled.
Yeah.
There's just something... It's weird. Part of it is the fact that since you have such a giant space, there's going to be things that just don't work as well. And the fact that it's an open world, that you're constantly revisiting areas, it takes away some of that excitement that the first game had.
I also feel like the game is really bad about, it does open new areas for you, but you can also just kind of go to those areas anyway.
If you run there, yes.
Yeah.
You do need certain tech that the game gives you at different points of the story.
It's not fully open, but there are definitely areas that you can just go to and just go around if you want to.
There's a lot of things you can mess with in this game if you wanted to. One, I have to say that this is a beautiful game.
Oh, yeah. The series art direction has always been fantastic.
I forgot to say our memories of this game before we started talking more into it.
What is there to say? I didn't play the game because I heard it was not great, and I love Mirror's Edge 1. So I'm like, I'll go to it eventually, and you gave me the opportunity, so thank you.
Okay, yeah, I don't have any other history. I never played it. I own it on Xbox One. That doesn't work for me, but
I have an Xbox One copy as well. I have a Steelbook because that was the only copy I could find.
Played this on PC, and I was happy to say EA let me play this and didn't say you got to buy it on our EA app.
No, they don't care about it anymore. They shut down the servers. It's all it's in the past for them.
It was annoying though. Every time I started this game up, I had to get the warnings. Oh, there's the EA servers. I'm like, I'm aware. I don't give a shit. Like, it's fine.
Yeah,
I just turned these off.
No company is as good about shutting down their servers and things like EA is.
This game is 11 years old, so get it.
9. It's 9.
Oh, 9? I thought, yeah, you're right. I can't do math today. Okay. That's a little, that's a little bit. I don't know. I don't play online games.
2 years ago from now, even, so 7 years. I guess that's enough time for a game that's probably not super popular and people are not probably playing it very much, but still.
Yeah, I don't know enough about, online games and what the average is, or EA is worse than others. Because I don't play online, I have no interest. I just
I remember growing up reading I would read the Game Informer, the website every day and stuff like that. And I always remember they would have EA is announcing they're shutting down these games. And it's 2012 and they're already shutting down Fight Night Champion or Round 4 or whatever new one was happening at that time. It's wow, they're really on top of this.
Hey, they got to save all the pennies they can. That's how you pay people more money in the top. So that was Activision that had the ridiculous Bobby Kotick with his freaking amount of money he got. So
Yeah. That said, Activision still has most of those COD servers open, I believe.
hey, that's because COD makes some money.
Even though
People
if you try
love
to play
Call of
like
Duty.
COD 4 on like a PS3 or something now, you're just gonna get like hacked to death with all the like exploits and things going on.
Well, that's what you get for playing a 15-year-old Call of Duty game online, or 10-year-old, whatever the hell it is.
You'll play one match in Prestige all the way.
That'd be kind of fun though, actually.
Yeah, but it sucks the excitement out of it.
So, like, another thing, like with Mirror's Edge, this is also a like soft reboot because Faith is a lot younger in this game than she was in the first game.
The messaging on it's really weird.
I don't understand. Like, I don't even remember the first game's ending or anything because I forgot to look up a video about the story of the first game.
You jump on the helicopter. Or it's like the final jump, and it's kind of annoying. You have to like jump on that helicopter.
Well, I forgot to look up stuff before we talked about.
I just remember that last jump because I failed it so many times.
I probably did too, to be honest. I just don't remember. Or yeah,
and like her sister was again a big deal in a different way.
But like, why reboot this? Like, I don't understand why they didn't just make a sequel and they rebooted the story and they make her 17. I don't understand that either.
Like, as far as what they've said, they just are like, it's not really a reboot, but it's also not a sequel.
Reboot.
But they're saying it's not.
Well, they can say whatever they like, but my eyes tell me differently when your character is in their 20s.
It was announced as a prequel, but they went from that pretty quickly.
Yeah, I don't remember enough of the first game to even remember what the world is, but this is kind of like almost a world-ending type event that you're stopping.
Yeah. The first one was like very like 1984-esque. It's like society is keeping everyone down. The runners are the proud and the few who buck the law and deliver messages to people, and your sister is involved, and there's crimes that happen and you get implicated, yada yada yada. And you have to save your sister, and she's very much involved, but also like the reason you're doing things. It's a different skin of what's happening in this one.
Yeah, this one is more you're working with other runner groups and you just got out of prison and you're also working with like a loan shark type guy.
Which sounds like a sequel.
Yeah.
It's the you remember Hulk in Incredible Hulk, the movies?
The Edward Norton one or depending on which one you're referencing. Okay.
But it's kind of that transition from one to the other. Like the Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton kind of starts as if it could be a sequel.
Oh, yeah, it does. You are correct.
But it's like it's loose enough that it doesn't have to be, but if you want it to be, it could be. This is kind of doing that, but that movie is more ambiguous about it. This one is very clearly like, oh, no, this can't be a sequel, even though it feels like it should be.
Yeah, because she's too young. I mean, you can't get young. You don't get younger.
But also, her sister is now unknown to her, kind of.
Yeah,
she thinks she died, and there's like a whole flashback thing about her family getting killed and beaten and all that.
I don't know how they didn't call this a reboot. Like, I don't know how they try to like word that around when it's like completely different situation with their sister. So you can't be a prequel. You can't be a sequel. What else are you? So I don't know. There was something off in my gameplay with this. Like, well, first I tried to play this with keyboard because I always try to play all first person games with mouse and keyboard. This is not a mouse and keyboard game. This is a controller game, period.
Interesting. I would feel like it's just running and going and jumping. So I figured that would be prime keyboard.
It was not, because control was to duck, and that's as far as I got before I just switched. There was just something about it with the speed and the way it was. It just didn't feel good on mouse and keyboard. Because it's not a shooter. It's not a game where you need to have precision aiming, like which help with a mouse and keyboard.
Right.
This is a very different type of game where once I hooked up to a fake 360 controller, it worked really well then. Like I was able to play the game and have a good time. So I just switched and I stayed there. Because it worked better for me.
Like, this series is on that short list of first-person games that are trying not to be just first-person shooters.
I mean, this isn't even a shooter. You don't have a gun.
This is the first one you could have a gun, but...
Yeah, there's no... And I kind of like... I don't like the fact that there's no guns in this game because the enemies have guns.
Yeah. But it feels like they looked at the fan feedback and were like, okay, you don't want the guns, so we'll take away the ability to have guns. Because I feel like that was like the preferred way to play.
Yeah, but I wish they would have took away the enemies' guns too.
So you have this and you have Metroid Prime, basically, that those are like the two big series that are trying to do something a little bit different, I feel like, other than like your Dishonored's and Sims like that.
That's fair. I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about Metroid Prime. I don't think about that series much.
Like, it's a first-person shooter, but it's more of an adventure kind of thing. It's like the shooting is kind of a byproduct of just what you're doing.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, I think one issue I had with this game in the open world map is that I'm constantly retraversing the same areas. And that got to me. Like, I mean, it was fun with new areas to explore, but like I would do in the same path I've done 10 times before. And I'm just like, okay, I know the path. Like, I always had runner vision on because I don't like not having runner vision on.
Sure.
But I learned the path to a degree. And I'm like, I don't really want to learn these paths.
And some of the paths are not fun.
No.
Like getting to that headquarters and like where everyone's like stationed in the first part of the game, kind of annoying.
You get good at it after a while, but yes.
And like I remember feeling like when I was trying to leave that place that there was no easy way to really get out and get on the road. Like there were ways to get out pretty quickly, but it's like I had to go around, like go off this way to get to the building next door, and then kind of go around in the city to get where I wanted to go instead of having like a direct path.
It doesn't work for an open world when traversal is like this. Like one thing that makes open worlds fun, so like Grand Theft Auto, for example, Assassin's Creed, where nothing really stops you. She can't just scale a building. She has to follow particular, handmade paths by the developer. I mean,
right.
Because they're all handmade, but like it's just a different style that for me, this shouldn't have been an open world game. That just should have been a more expansive sequel.
Well, like Assassin's Creed is pretty good about like giving you those opportunities to just kind of scale and parkour your way around. And when they don't want you to do it, they can take away the buildings. They can take away the ability to do that. Like, I feel like Ubisoft kind of figured it out of like, all right, well, we want you to do these things and go these places. So we're going to make the buildings and things kind of suitable for that.
Yeah. And it just became part of their DNA and it works. Where in this game, you still have to follow a linear path. You just have an open world in quotation with lots of linear paths that all kind of they all kind of go to the same places. I also didn't like that the order to open up fast travel points, you had to defeat those stupid fucking, like, the generators, right? Isn't that what opens them up, I think?
Yeah.
I only did, like, one or two.
I did a few of them. You have to, like, do the twisty thing with your arm and, like, reinsert it or whatever.
The problem was you had to kill all the guys there, and then after you kill the guys and destroy the generator thing, then you have to run for your life for a little bit. That was annoying. It's like your wanted meter is going up, and you gotta just clear the area like every. But at the same time, my issue was I'm running farther away from wherever I was headed, and now I got to run back to it. And I don't want to.
Right.
That was the issue. I also didn't realize they opened up fast travel until way later in the game, where I'm like, yeah, I'm not going back to these things.
What's annoying too, like, because I did some of the timed like racing or like collecting missions. I'm sure you didn't do many of those.
I tried a couple.
Some of them are really hard, really precise, and really annoying about it. But I remember one I did because it's like collect the shards or whatever, and do it within a certain amount of time. You can just like get lost and veer off, and the game will not help you get back on board.
That's weird.
Like I remember one I got like super lost and super off track, and like I was like 5 minutes into a race that should have ended before 2 minutes.
Okay, that's the game should, like, runner's vision, it should give you those red things to follow.
I don't think I had to know what
to do,
but but it should be obvious enough to be like, okay, this is where the shards are going, this is where I'm supposed to go. But somewhere along the way I just lost track of what I was doing.
Yeah, and the game will let you. I mean, it's so, because the way the open world is, you can go to a lot of different places, but end up on different. It's essentially just tracks. If we broke it down, it would just be tracks that you can go through the city.
Sure. Not
really open world, but
then it's like you also have some missions. Like I remember there's a mission where this woman gives you like this vial, and like you have to get it to a certain place in a certain amount of time before it like dies or whatever. And like the game wants it to be like you do the route and you're like, oh, this could be done so much faster if I like break this and do this instead and go like these alternate routes to make it go faster. But they are so precise that you have to like play them over and over and over to the point where you know it back and front and know every pixel and polygon of that route before you can finish it.
This game can be very exacting, and like I did try some of the side missions, but I did it with what you told me in my brain, where you said it felt like it was like you had to do it perfectly. And there were multiple I did the same one like 3 times. I lost it by 1 second each time, where I was like literally saw the objective and just ran out of, and I was a second away. And I'm like, okay, this is bullshit, because I wasn't like stumbling too much. I wasn't missing. It was just
right.
When they did these, they just need to add like 2 seconds to that timer and everything would have been fine. Like 2-3 seconds. But
the trick is that like the way that you think you're going, there's actually, if instead of going straight, if you went a curve, there was actually like an incline up and over that would get you there 3 seconds faster. Yeah, but don't make that. I want to be able to follow the runner's vision and do it like that, and I should be able to. But I think whoever was playtesting these or whatever they did, they wanted you to, go your own way. But to me, it just makes the missions unfun, because I would have messed around with more of the missions because I wanted experience. But the couple I did were just so, like, I lost multiple missions by 1 second, and that just that to me upset me, because like I get it if I screw up and I ran into a wall and I'm not moving, but like when I'm doing this pretty good in my opinion, and you're like, oh well, you didn't take the shortcut that we didn't show you, like I'm like, no, fuck you. Like, it gets to the point where you're like, am I just missing some kind of like move or something that I don't know about? Like, that's the only way I feel like I'm going to get some of these things.
And that was kind of a problem. I mean, there are tons and tons of side missions in this game. There also are tons of collectibles. I would grab collectibles as I explored the world. It's like if I came across
try to do more, but yeah.
Or a document, I'd grab it.
At a certain point, the more you do collectibles, the more you're going to run into like the guys that are just around.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't looking for collectibles per se. It's just anything that was on my path that I was traveling at the time or close to my path, I would go grab, because I was trying to get experience to get more level ups. Because level up system is nice. That is really nice. Yeah,
it's got like a little tree and got like a bunch of different categories and stuff. It works pretty well.
I mean, you can get some good combat skills. Like, I mainly put it all into combat because I figured out with the movement, you didn't really need it, because the game, like, the basic game you'll get through with what you have. I mean, the other movements give you more stuff to, experiment more with the world, but you don't need it, thankfully.
I will say, with like weapon trees and like upgrade trees like this, it's just simple enough that you kind of just unlock everything by playing the game. So I'm kind of like, what's the point? Because like, you're not really making a choice. Your choice is just, am I getting better melee now or 5 hours later? Like, there's no real choice in any of that.
I mean, you could just like put it all in the movement or put it all in other stuff that doesn't affect. I just put everything in combat, because combat is hard in this game at first.
But like, you're gonna max out most of those trees by the end of the game, or at least I did.
I didn't max out any of the trees.
I got pretty close to just completing the whole thing.
Oh, I got 50% of her upgrades. I know, because I got an achievement for it, but that was about it.
Yeah. So, again, I guess maybe I just was more exacting with it, but...
Well, you probably did more stuff. Like, I didn't do any... I did, like, 1 or 2 side missions, because I didn't like them. I did do combat, and you get some experience for combat, but not really. It's not... I mean, you get... And I was collecting stuff, but, like, you're supposed to do side missions to get experience, and I did not like them because they felt too exacting, like you had said in the chat, and I felt it personally when I tried it, and I'm like... Because I would have done them. Like, I normally... Like, especially in a game like this where I can level up, like, I will mess around with that stuff just to be stronger. But it was, when it felt so exacting, it just upset me. And
like, I know how you play games, so I know when to warn you. Like, hey, look, it's gonna be like this. You can try it, but don't get hung up on it like I did.
Well, I mean, I also was in a hurry to beat this game because my next game is a monster, so there was that too. But I beat this game in like 3 or 4 days. It was pretty quick once I started actually playing it.
Yeah, I think it took me like 2 or 3 days.
I mean, once I got into it, and I was having a good time. Like, I wasn't having a bad time with it. Also, you can climb up slides in this game that you shouldn't be able to climb if you pause the game constantly.
Oh, I did not know that.
I did not either, but speedrunners do. But like, I was having a good time. Like, I didn't give a shit about the story. I was just having fun with traversal for the most part. Especially in new areas. Like, when I was actually doing a mission, the missions were really good and decently varied for what you're doing. It was just I swear, it took me more time to traverse from one mission to the next mission than it did to actually do a mission. Well, until the end. There's a couple.
I also wasn't super fond of the way indoor stuff was handled. Like, I just remember some of the missions, especially later on, were very... Like, they try to do, like, a level indoors, which should work, but felt clunkier because it's such a confined space. That
I just
it kind of gives the illusion that, oh, this should work or this other thing should work, but there's only one real way to do it.
Yeah, they only programmed one way where the walls are just a little bit too high or just everything is just a little bit off where, yeah, they had it set up that way.
You have to jump on the ventilation systems this way to get up there.
Yeah. I mean, as long as runner vision was there, I didn't mind because runner vision would, point me in the right direction, so I didn't care. Yeah. But when it wasn't there, I was irritated, yes.
I do miss the era of, like, all the climbing games and all the, like, yellow paint games as they are.
I like that.
Like,
is that not around anymore?
Not really.
Oh.
Like, I mean, think about it. When's the last time you had Uncharted?
I mean, to be fair, I don't play a lot of newer games.
Like, there's Assassin's Creed, but I think that's gotten more combat focused and, like, pure stuff.
Oh, yeah. I'm not there yet, but yes.
I'm not there yet either, but...
I've heard a lot of people bitch about once they go to Origins, Valhalla...
Yeah.
Odyssey,
a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, I mean, they're RPGs. Like, they're just they become action RPGs, and that's fine too. But they're not what the series was. I mean, I'm doing Syndicate in a couple next month, and then Origin. I don't know when Origins is. I haven't even put it on the schedule because I just don't know.
You probably want to play the Chronicles games in between there anyway.
Maybe those we'll see. But yeah, I mean, I still want to play Origins, and I want to play the whole series. Every Assassin's Creed game, including all the random like DS ones, but I haven't got.
I did too. I got up through Syndicate, and now I'm waiting for you.
Yeah, I try to finish series, and like with this was a game that I've been eyeing for a bit. I should have looked at when we did Mirror's Edge 1, but I know it's been a bit.
It was like early 2023, I want to say.
Okay.
Like I remember you did Chain of Memories around the same time.
Oh. So, like, with combat in this game, like we were taking earlier, there's no guns. I mean, the combat to me wasn't fun at first until I started to get a few upgrades and you could take out people faster because they can melt your health in this game quickly. And you don't really have a lot of, like, defensive skills. You can, I mean, yes, the idea is just run for your life most of the time, but there are a few times when the game makes you fight. And
I feel like after a while I was able to kind of knock them around with, like, the side kicks and things pretty easily.
Okay, maybe I didn't do that enough. I got my stats upgraded to a point where there were like machine gun guys. I could just take them out in one combo because it went to their defense. So I would just do that, and then I would. It was later on. Some of the enemies have like gauntlet cannons, and those are really annoying to me.
And like, and they like to. They want you to like stun them and do this and do that, and that's fine. But when you have to do like a very specific like combo of moves to take down one enemy, it takes so much time.
Yeah.
And really breaks like the flow that the game was going for.
Oh, by the way, this game is really glitchy. I'm finding out because I'm watching the world record speedrun from a year ago, and the guy glitches like a madman in this game at times. Like I'm like, oh, there are a lot of glitches here.
You're telling me the open world parkour game isn't glitchy?
I mean, you're just running through things.
I mean, that feels like that should be how it is. Like as a game that's designed to be so movement and like freely, traversable, unless they were like testing every single thing, which I doubt they could.
That's fair. I don't know. I guess I do like open world games, but I like my open world games a certain way. And I also like fast travel. And yes, this game has fast travel, but the fact that I didn't even realize I had to like beat those things to unlock it. So I spent most of my time just running from one point to another until it was near the end of the game, like mission 11. Out of 15 when I started warping around to the few places I had access to. Because I had to because I got stuck somewhere. I was in some place and I couldn't figure out how to get out of it. And I was like, oh, I'll just fast travel out of here and go somewhere else. I was like in Dogen's place. I got in some like area and I just could not figure out how the fuck to get out. And it was irritating me.
But like there should be something to be said about if you like a game enough that you're just going around and just not even bothering with fast travel, that should be a good thing. Because it means you're enjoying the world and the movement enough. The fact that you weren't like dying to find out, is there fast travel? Can I get around this?
I didn't think there was. It wasn't that I didn't look for it because I just didn't think it existed.
Sure.
It wasn't that I wasn't enjoying it as much. It was more of I just didn't think about it or think it was a thing. That was more of the answer until later. I mean, I did enjoy myself running around for the most part because I would find different little stupid little orb thingies, or I would find like, oh, look, a control panel. I can watch her rip a chip out of it again for the 50th, 60th time. Like,
I mean, that stuff was just fun. Just like a fun diversion.
Yeah, and it gave me experience. I mean, it never felt like I really got any level ups unless I did missions.
Yeah.
there is a lot to this game. Like I could see people having fun running around if you really enjoy it and exploring it, and it just depends on what you're here for. I mean, there's also this, I guess the whole point of like all the servers was to show like, oh, look, you can show off to your friends and show off to the world how fast you did this, right? Isn't that the whole point, I guess?
But it's interesting comparing the two because I feel like this sequel is a really good example of how games kind of went after a while and how writing kind of went for a lot of games. Because the first one and this one tell the same story in a sense. Like they have a lot of the same elements. It's the same kind of city design. It's the same kind of, totalitarian 1984-esque thing. But the first one was so particular about it in a way that presented it, like the vibes on it were oppressive because meant to be, but also immaculate in how you were kind of a freedom fighter in response.
In this, you don't feel as much of a freedom fighter. You feel more, I don't know. Then you also have the other organization or the other group that you joined, which is like blowing things up and killing people.
Right. This one feels a little more like it's more being told about how awesome things are, where the first one just shows you how awesome things are, if that makes sense.
Yeah. This also has a lot of voice recordings, which I grabbed some and listened to some that are all talking about how like, oh, all we do is work, and they're making this virus thing where I guess if you don't work, they can just kill you or something.
Yeah.
Right. Isn't that the story? It's something like that. I wasn't really concerned. I was like, I just want to run fast, see credit, and eventually see credits. Like that's all I was in this for, unfortunately.
Like I liked the other faction and like their idea of just like, let's just blow shit up. However, I liked it in concept more than I liked it as an actual purpose of the game, because I like, it's a political thing. I totally get that. And I like that it engages in that kind of politics, even just as like a sidebar. But it doesn't do so in like a particularly fun or nuanced way. It's like, this more extremist faction is here and they can do more because they're just blowing shit up and not being afraid of violence. Great. But again, I feel like the first one was also written by like Rihanna Pratchett. So like there was someone actually there crafting the story that like was a writer.
In this one, we didn't have that then?
No.
Oh.
But the first one, there was something there, and this one was kind of like, eh.
No, I think that's fair. The story just didn't feel as good as it could have. It kind of it was a little bit, I don't know. I think it also bothered me that it was a reboot and that it wasn't a sequel. Like, I didn't like the fact, I also don't really like the fact that she's 17. Like, we're going for like the RPG thing where you got to save the world and you're, a kid. But it works more in Sword and Sorcery than it works in a, what 2027 America could look like if someone would had his way. So, or more really, 2040.
She's been in jail already and she's 17. That's something to be said.
Yeah, because she's not following the laws and the laws are corrupt. And yeah, I think maybe also this type of story doesn't work as well for me in 2025 because it gets a little too closer to the reality that somebody's trying to make happen. So
I would argue that it doesn't work as well in 2025 because it's too, what's the word? Like not idealistic, but it's too like it kind of gives shades of, well, if you do the bad thing, you're just like us.
Oh, yeah.
It's very simplistic in its morality in a way.
Because they're bombing a building and they're killing people, but also like at the same time, in certain situations, violence is the only way to get an answer. You look throughout history, statistically speaking, like that's what they've had to do with certain lands. Like you don't have a choice. You have to have violence in order to make change. Sometimes you can do peaceful protests. It comes to a point, and sometimes it has to be violent.
Peaceful protests work to a point, but if that doesn't move the needle, you have to move the needle sometime.
Yeah, as long as it depends on the country, it depends on the government, and like history speaking, it just depends on how the government is. Like if they're going to shoot you for protesting, well, then you have to find different avenues. And that's kind of what this game is going for. Like, because there is no protesting, I think and it's not even owned by the government; it's owned by a fucking corporation, which is also kind of interesting.
Corporatocracy.
But like the idea that your sister you thought was dead was adopted and works for the bad guy, but she thinks he's father, like. I don't like it.
I don't like it because I don't buy that the kid would forget or that she would be brainwashed. Like maybe she would, but if she legitimately forgot
that the memories would be there.
Yeah.
She wasn't from the pictures the videos that you see. She's got to be like 6, 7, let's say.
Oh, you said the thing.
What? Oh,
6, 7.
I don't understand that joke, but I know what you're talking about. But
there's something to understand. It doesn't make any sense. That's the point.
Okay. But, like, they seem like they're in that range where you do have a memory. Like, for example, my son, who's now 18, we were driving by an area that he used to live by a couple months ago. And he's like, hey, I remember that's where the naked kid was looking out the porch at me when I was at the park. And I'm like, how do you remember that? You were like 4 or 5. Like, what?
Yeah.
And he has a good memory too. But like things, we remember stuff at that age. I mean, if they were at babies and they didn't, that makes sense. 1, 2, okay. But at a certain point, especially something like this, like a sister, that's a core memory that wouldn't be erased unless you were worked on and brainwashed. I mean, yes, this is a futuristic world. They could have done that, but it doesn't seem like they even did that road. It's just like, she's like, you left, you died, you abandoned me, I found a new father type of thing. It didn't even feel like she was manipulated.
I think she said somewhere that I told myself that you had died or something like that.
Yeah, but like that's different than being brainwashed.
Like I don't think it's impossible for the brainwashing to also happen to some degree because it's more brainwashing through complete annihilation of the former self and the taking on of a whole new role and a whole new, status of being, status of power. That like
Fair.
Everything is pushed into the past, and even then, it's your sister. You would remember that, especially because you went through something really traumatic together.
Yes, and there's traumatic bonding in general like that. I don't remember all my, like, any time that I had, like, traumatic experiences in my life, I can't remember most of them. I blocked them out. Most of them involve ex-girlfriends, so that's partly why. But, like, I know the brain can do that, but that's something, I think a sister is something that would stay with you.
Yeah, you remember some of the most impactful ones, I feel like, because they can matter in your life. Like, there has to be some kind of motivation from your past to keep you moving forward.
It's just a weird route to take to me. The story itself, just I was never really that interested. Like, you have Noah you work for at first, and eventually, spoilers, Noah dies, and you work for this crazy lady who's also runs a group, and she's like, we're talking about the one that wants to blow everything up, and then you also have Dagon, who is like a freaking, like I said, loan shark earlier. Like, it's just a strange story where I don't like any of the people I'm working for.
Isn't Noah basically the same guy as the first game too? I'm pretty sure.
I have no memory of the first game.
I think he has the same voice.
He sounded like George Clooney.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't George Clooney, but he sounded like George Clooney.
But I think the first guy is meant to kind of make you feel like you're back in the first world a little bit, because this is the same voice actor, I'm pretty sure.
That's weird. Everything with this is so strange from a story point of view that they're like, we got to reboot this and we got to do this, and I don't understand.
The first one was just a more interesting, like, world and story. Like, it's like they just rewrote everything for no reason.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't remember enough of what the first game, even how it ended or anything, like what the point was, or, too long ago. Don't care. And it doesn't matter to this game. I was also surprised how many people are just standing around waiting for you with missions that you never do, in my case.
Yeah, they just stand there forever.
Oh, yeah, they don't leave, huh?
No, there's there. That important vial you got to deliver that's gonna perish if you don't get it there in time. She'll wait there for days.
What if you do her mission? Do the NPC still stay?
A number? I mean, I guess they do. Yeah, the number ones that I've passed, I feel like it's like I did your thing. Why are you still there?
Because we weren't deleted.
Because you can try again for a better time. Oh
yeah, and I forgot that this game is big about that. Like I'm also not into time trial type stuff in any game. That has never been that's not a Mike thing.
It's okay.
Some people like that. So
I'm not too big on it.
I also don't like racing games that much either. Like, I mean, I play some for this podcast, very, very few. But, like, it's never been my thing to go for, like, scores. And there's been very few games in my life where I've actually tried to get high scores, for example. Like, this is not how I play games.
I'm trying
to play games for the experience.
What is another game that's not a racing game that has racing that I enjoyed? And the only one I can think of is Sleeping Dogs.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did mess around with that, but I didn't go for high scores. That was a fucking good game.
Well, they're also, like, a racing game studio, so, of course, their racing was going to be good.
Yeah.
But that's
stuff wasn't exact either. Like
Mirror's Edge Catalyst.
Yeah, this game is it's just too exacting. Like the combat was, I mean, you can skip a lot of combat. I didn't. When I went into a mission that had gunners, everybody was murdered because they'd irritate me. Like if I miss a jump and I'm just getting shot to death, I'm like, well, fuck this shit. Yeah. We're just gonna take you out.
There's a certain like contradiction there of it's an open world game, but it's very exacting in the ways it wants you to do certain things.
Well, it's hard to make an open world game when you're in the skyways and the roofs of buildings and you can't fly. I mean, you have to have bridges to get from building to building. Like, you don't have a choice. Yeah. So this open world game is going to become different because you don't really have the ability to make it open world. Not like you're Superman. It's not like you can, it's missing those key parts. You're, not like you're Batman. You can't glide around. Like, you can't do anything. She can't even fall that far, to be honest. Like,
but realistically, though, they could just make a different building. They could make a better bridge. They could make, this and this and that.
Yeah, but they decided not to.
Right. But like the criticism there is, yes, you have to make it realistic because that's what the city is meant to be, like a realistic dystopian city or whatever. But you can also just change the buildings to make it more fun.
You could add construction elements. You could add different things. You can make it, or you could have like, oh, this is where the runners have put stuff up together to make a path. Like,
yeah, and they even have like hooks and like things all around the world to just hook onto and swing across when you get that.
Those are fun
eventually.
That I do like when they add that mechanic. I do like when you just spring up real high, and that last part of this game, you have to climb that tower on the outside. That was fun. That was intense. That was a good intense finale to this game.
Yeah, but that's also where I feel like a lot of the philosophy of it falls apart, right? Because yeah, it's going for a vibe, it's going for a whole thing, but so much of the open worldness, so much of the exacting nature of the gameplay is dependent solely on what they wanted to make. Like, nothing says you have to do it this way. Nothing says it has to be done like this.
But also, when you make an open world game, you need to give the player more movement than they realize and let them make. And this game felt very, again, I'm going to say it, exacting with what you could actually do, because it has to all be well crafted. It's not like, GTA where you can just like, oh, we just have open roads. You can figure out what the fuck you want to do.
Here's the thing.
It's not that type of game.
The first game was level based, but it was open enough that you could still get around like naturally. Like, it wasn't.
Yeah, and it was like, when it's level based, it's more designed because it has to be more designed.
Right.
And you also have like, this is the level, and you have people playing around with each different option, where in an open world, it's it's just too large of a place to play around in.
Right. They did enough to the world in that game so that even the common parts that you do traverse to get to different areas were fun and interesting enough that when you went through them again, it was fine.
I mean, the fifth time of running from one place to the other in this, going back to Noah's headquarters, I was a little annoyed at a certain point.
Because in this game, it was less direct than it was in the first one. In this one, it was a lot more, because I feel like they were trying to have it that different entries and different exits gave you like access to like different directions to run in. Sort of like, well, go to the east one to go to the right, go to the west one if you want to go more to the left or whatever. And I don't think that worked as well as they wanted it to.
No, I wonder if this game was like how the production was, if EA was being an asshole or not. But I didn't look up anything.
Does EA make anything like this now? Certainly not.
No, they do not. What is EA even making nowadays? Oh, they have the Jedi games. Really?
They have the Jedi games. They have soccer. They have football, college football.
I don't follow like any. I don't really like. I'm such a retro gamer at this point. Like, I just don't even like pay. Like, people are like, oh, look, this is coming out. I'm like, that's nice. I'll get to it someday. Like, maybe. Like, I don't know.
They published Split Fiction. And that was something.
Oh, I heard good things about that game.
Yeah, and then that's Hazelight. That's Joseph Ferris. His stuff has been a critical darling for years. But other than that, they don't do very much. Like, all of the DICE just works on Battlefield now.
Oh yeah. I forget Battlefield's still around, even though they just released a new title not too long ago.
Yeah, 6 just came out like a month ago or something.
Yeah, I just don't follow any of that. I'm a bad gamer when it comes to that type of stuff. I just don't give a shit.
But Battlefield 6 was also like the first thing by Battlefield Studios, which is it's DICE and it's like 3 other studios. Like, they're doing the Activision thing now, where they're all coming together to make the one game.
I mean, those games are massive nowadays.
But that means that there's like 3 or 4 other games that were not made because they put them all into the one big one.
Yeah, I mean, it's that same theory where video game companies have to figure out how to make cheaper games, and
yes,
because it just this method where you have to sell millions of copies in order to be successful is not going to last. It's already not working. Like, you're gonna have to figure out something else, and you can't. Live service is it's like winning the lottery to make a live service game that just clicks like Fortnite. Yeah. So not gonna happen.
And when you have a season where you have Battlefield 6 And then Arc Raiders comes out, and that's the big extraction shooter that people are gravitating to. And then you have Black Ops 7 happening. That's stretching like the market that's there really, really thin. And it's all these big games that are, these big, moments in these companies' histories, and they can't fail and this and this and that. But there has to be winners and losers to all of that.
Yeah, I think we'll definitely see a change in the industry at some point in the next decade. I think we have to.
I would like to, because like there's like 10 studios wrapped up in these big first-person shooters, when it should be realistically maybe a couple that do different things but also work on their own stuff.
But you got to get it out within a year so it can be with the next one. So you got to that's the other issue. And games take way too long to make now. So
yeah, they do.
I mean, look at Silksong, for example.
Well, I mean, Silksong was made by like 5 people.
I know, but it took how many years?
Yeah.
A couple of things that I do want to mention, like when you do get like the ability to pull down things, I mean, it reminded me of Arkham Asylum, but less. But there was like, I never went back to explore old areas, and it also, like, even when I would run around through old areas, it didn't feel like there was stuff there that I was missing before. It was, maybe there was, because I didn't get a lot of the panels or any of the like collectibles, but also, do you ever get maps to find out where collectibles are if you really cared enough?
I think, yeah.
Probably upgrade
they're things that when you get certain power-ups and things, it's like an unlock.
Oh, okay. So you can. Okay, good. Because like any game that has collectibles like this, like you have to let the player have a map to find them, because otherwise
I remember it was like
if
you beat the game, you get this thing unlocked. If you get this tree maxed out, you get this unlocked, kind of thing.
Okay. I mean, I think the game said something when I beat it, because she's like, I'm not done. Because, all open world games, I'm like, yes, you are. And the game was uninstalled. But that makes sense. Also, I couldn't get this game to run on Steam Deck either. And I know why. So, it wasn't Steam Deck's fault.
EA.
Yep, their DRM is fucking shitty. And, I mean, there's ways around it. Like, people get those type of games with launchers to run on Steam Deck all the time. But I didn't feel like fucking around with it. I just went, I have a PC literally right next to me. I'll just play it on my laptop and with a controller. But no, I wanted to play the Steam Deck because Steam Deck is easier for me. But yeah, it wouldn't. EA is bad with that. Like, there's been multiple EA games where I just cannot get them to work on Steam Deck because they can't get through the launcher.
That's fair. And I'm also getting more and more sold on getting a Steam Deck despite that.
Oh no, there's ways around it. Like, people get Epic to run, like, people run their Epic games on Steam Deck. There are many ways around all that.
Yeah.
I just don't care enough to figure it out when I don't have to, type of thing. Like, it probably would take me less than an hour to research and do whatever I need to do. Probably less than half an hour. But it's just like, I don't need to trouble myself. I'll just play it on my PC, type of thing. No, Steam Deck is well worth the money, especially now that the version that's out now is better than the version I have. Like, well worth it. It is an amazing system. Don't take little gripes like this to be like, oh, well, no, it's fucking worth it.
They just announced the Steam Machine thing too.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, if you're not a PC gamer, like, and you have, like, and you were like that, I mean, PCs are still cheaper, but like, if you want that kind of like console experience to a degree, like, yeah, it looks cool. I
think that's what I might do.
I still think the Steam Deck is just because the handheldness. There's something really nice about having that, and it's very powerful.
I might do that. Who knows?
So
I'll be sure to tell you if I get a Steam Deck.
No, please do.
That opens up so many doors to playing more games.
I mean, emulation and the simple aspect of emulation on the Steam Deck is really fucking good. Like, I've played so many games on there from emulation, and not to mention all my Steam games I play on there.
Yeah.
Or anything with a launcher, Ubisoft will give you issues. There's ways around it, but you have to do things to make it work.
I think a lot of the live service games in general will be problematic for that too.
Probably. I don't play any. So I can't speak to those. I don't play any, and I won't be playing any. I do not like live service. Does not interest me at all.
Anthem will never be on the show.
I own Anthem, by the way. Like, I know there's a single player to that, but I don't know if that game's even going to be still operational by the time I ever even. I heard it was good. I had a friend that spoke highly of it.
I mean, it's like one of those canaries in the coal mine of like, this is not working the way we wanted it to.
I just also like watching the speedrun. This game crashed for this guy like 5 times on his world record.
Yeah.
So it has it. I mean, he's breaking it, but also did you have the game crash at all for you while you were playing it?
No.
Okay, I think it did crash for me a couple times. I did have a few crashes. Oh, what system did you play this on? I should ask.
Xbox One.
Okay, that's probably why. I played it on PC. So PCs have tendencies to crash in general.
I know.
This felt worse than some games I played. Like when it wasn't. I mean, I can play like I will force myself through things that some people might find intolerable just because. Like if I put it on the show, I make a real effort to do it. So.
Yeah, I'm sure I remember was it like a Legacy of Kain game that basically was unfinishable?
With my current hardware at the time, yes, I had to. It was Soul Reaver 2. I had to just watch the whole most of the game on YouTube because I couldn't play it. I couldn't get the PC version to work. The PC version's broken. I couldn't get PS2 to emulate. Like I couldn't get anything to work.
That might be an interesting one to like revisit.
Yeah, I've thought about it, but
they remade HD collection out there.
Oh yeah, and now it's playable. I've heard. So yeah, I own it by the way too. So maybe someday. I don't do many recovers anymore. I haven't done one in a while. There's so many different games I'm trying to get done that I just haven't felt like doing recovers. Like I really want to do Shadow of the Colossus recover someday. And that was episode 14, but I just hasn't happened yet.
I'll do Chrono Trigger with you at some point.
Oh yeah, that was episode 100.
And we'll do Kingdom Hearts eventually.
Okay, I can't remember what episode number that was. I think it might be 175 though, the first one, or 150. Man, the shit that's in my head for this show is impressive sometimes, I think.
You have so many ideas, and you'll get to most of them eventually, I'm sure.
That's why I publish 3 to 4 episodes a week right now. I pretty much am following the philosophy as long as I can get the content done and keep it up, I'm going to, and when it comes to the point that I can't, then I just will revert back to less content, and it's all there, so it doesn't matter, and it's evergreen, right. So it just like, you just make less, and people won't care. I make more content than anyone's asking for. I just enjoy it, so.
And you're getting really close to finishing your goals this year, so I'm sure you'll probably relax a little bit once you get that done.
I doubt it. Other goals will take place each year. I don't regret the starting 100 games, that being that goal for this year. I'm glad I picked that. I just needed something to focus on after November of 2024 for no reason at all. And that was my goal, or my thing to keep my brain busy.
That's very fair. It's very fair.
So I think that's another reason I made this game a little hard, is because with such a being totalitarian government, I'm like, and the corporations owning everything, I'm like, there's a little.
I look at that and I'm like, look how cute they're being about it. Look how obvious they're being about it. If only they could see it now.
Damn obvious now, too.
Although, of course, EA is getting bought out by the Saudi Arabian government, so.
Oh, yeah, they are, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a thing. I mean, hey, maybe they'll make more games, to be honest with you, because sometimes some companies get real crazy about it, and Saudi Arabia has money, so.
They have money, but I'm sure they'll be focused on making sure that FIFA or EA Sports FC is really good, and then Madden probably.
I would say more the football, but yes, than Madden. But hey, I mean, they make good games. At least there's that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of other issues when you come into those, but that's not it doesn't affect, like, buying games from the game company that they own. It just affects the game company. They got plenty of money. There's other things they have to do to make change, but that's a whole different thing.
We'll see how it goes. Who knows? And by 2030, will we even have an EA anymore?
Yeah. I mean, this game does have some good set pieces. I do want to say that. There's some really explosive, fun set pieces and missions.
Yeah.
But the open world is really just run around and collect collectibles and do dumb little time missions. So everything is timed, too. That irritated me.
There's certain ones about getting to the top of a building and then getting off the building that are always fun to do.
Are they timed? Oh yeah, the missions, yeah. Those are good. But like all the side missions, I'm assuming that are they all timed?
For the most part, everything I can remember being timed is timed. Like, I don't remember any side missions that are not timed.
See, and that bothers me. I just don't like time things either.
I mean, occasionally it could be fine, but if it's just constant, then yeah.
I just don't like it in general. Like, I've always been that guy that does not enjoy timed segments in his games a lot. And I mean, I get it. This is almost like a racing game in a sense, but it turned me off of doing it. Like, the side missions have been like, okay, deliver this. And like, sure, you give me a time limit, don't give me an exact time limit, and I would have been happy. I would have done them, to be honest, because I wanted the experience.
If it was like a gentle time limit, they're like, do it in like 15 minits. And
well, not even like, just give me like an extra 10 or 15 seconds of what you could do at the max at. Like, add. They didn't feel like that. They weren't like that.
Yeah.
Even the early ones, like I get it late in the game, like we're gonna give you some real exacting ones, but even like I was talking to the first NPCs and I couldn't even do those, and I'm like, okay, this is bullshit. Like,
I think I would have preferred almost an
early
RPG
game
like version of it though, where it's like, hey, you can collect like 5 of these missions and you just have to get them done within like 15 minutes or something.
Okay, that wouldn't be bad. Yeah, I'd be fine with that too. But when you have missions early in the game, make them easier so then the player will enjoy them, and then later on when the player is better and they get farther. And, open world, like you still in any open world game, you're still gonna have areas of the open world they don't get to till later in the game. So like this game did it too. Like you could easily just have the harder ones in those districts and have the easier ones in the first district, but this game didn't do that. All right, anything else to say about Mirror's Edge Catalyst?
It's interesting to visit. I don't know if it's going to be like, I don't know. It feels like it's getting overhated, but I also can't disagree with people that are not fans of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's not terrible. It has interesting things to it, but it's definitely a miss compared to what the original was. It's not the sequel you wanted it to be.
No, and I think that's one of the harder things. And I was surprised that nobody wanted to play this game again. Even people who had played it, I'm like, "Oh, hey, you want to come in the episode?" They're like, "No, I don't want to. I don't want to touch this game again."
Like I say, it's not that bad.
No, I played much worse on this show, and I'm
Right.
going to play much worse in the future.
So that's kind of the split difference that I kind of feel is that like it's not as bad as all that, but it's also still not great.
It's like in a weird state because it's not great. It's good. But it's like one of those games that you play once and you never touch again. And
Yeah,
I mean, for me, that's a lot of games, but not for everybody.
I mean there are certain games I will play over. I'm someone that likes to move on and play a bunch of different stuff too.
I try to, because at the end of every year, I total up all the games that I beat, and I also will total up how many were replays, how many were new experiences.
Yeah.
So that's what I do. I know some people can play the same. Will play like games repeatedly, like once a year. They'll run through a game, and I cannot do that personally. Well, look at not even including my format of podcasting. I didn't even do it before then. It would take me years to go back to even a game I love, like Chrono Trigger. Yes, that's a much longer commitment, but I only played that game. It sometimes take like 10 years before I go back to it. I got to be in the right
games
mood.
That I've played a few times and used to, I think, play more often than I do now. Like Uncharted 1 was a game I went back to a lot, I remember.
I do not like it.
Oh, Uncharted 1's like one of the few that I like in that series.
I like majority of that game, and there's a point. But okay, now I know at least one person that would talk about Uncharted with me, because I've thought about putting that on the show many times.
Oh, I will go down the Uncharted rabbit hole with you if you want.
It might happen eventually.
Those are perfect primetime games for this show, I feel like.
Yeah.
They're playable, you'll get people to talk about them.
And people will listen to them. Yeah, but again, I don't do things that are always
No, I know.
based.
That's fine. You don't have to.
I know, but it's just funny sometimes when I think about it as a podcaster. Like, I'm like, yeah, I don't really, because I play what I want to play, and I finish series where I want to finish series, and I do movies. Everything is just based on what somebody is like, hey, let's do it. Like, okay.
And, people love Silent Hill. People love The Shining. People love
you get big things in there. Oh, none of those did super great, but for the record, yet. But you never know. Nothing really nothing's gone viral for me yet. But then again, it won't because it's not short form content.
Resident Evil 5, people seem to like.
Yeah, that one did actually pretty good. And it just felt good to finally get that fucking game done. I got to do the DLC still. It's on my to-do list, but I don't know if it's going to happen this year because DLC won't count in my numbers, and I am getting too fucking close to
slow down.
Yeah.
Callisto Protocol did pretty well, it looks like.
That was a decent game. Should we go to questions?
Sure.
Okay, I got a few I only posted in 2 groups, but I got some. So I was happy. I watched the entire Overload Super Replay group. From Ken Pittman, a game I certainly enjoyed more at the end once I had everything unlocked and could just run around the city as I wanted, but overall it just never truly clicked like the first one. I think a big issue is just the layout of the city, because even with the time trials and racing against other people's custom runs, it was all too easy to just have momentum or fun stop due to poor paths to take or having to go a long way around. Doesn't help the interest new tech doesn't help you travel around that much. That grappling hook is no Bionic Commando 3D.
I can understand that.
Same, because it doesn't help. It's funny, I wasn't able to race against around anyone other's time. What are you talking about? That feature's not there anymore. Didn't even know it was a feature.
I mean, that's what the servers got shut down about.
Yeah, I know. I don't blame. I mean, EA servers get shut down all the damn time with games.
Yeah.
I feel like even games that are popular at times, they'll just shut down the servers. They're like, yeah, we're done.
I'm sure those servers are now serving something else that'll get shut down.
Nature of gaming. All right, from Zach. I didn't care for the open world, but I still like running from point A to point B. I had trouble with the combat at some point, then got the hang of it and had an okay time with it. Yeah, because the combat can be difficult until you really get the hang of it.
Yeah.
Because they will kill you fat if you fuck around too much.
Just don't be afraid to be offensive.
You have to be. You also have to, like you said earlier, you have to do a lot of running and jumping off walls and doing shit like that to get attacks. Yeah. But too many enemies have guns. Well, I don't like the gauntlet cannons. I didn't like the other sentry guys you fight later on that are just assholes. But again, you can skip a lot of combat in this game. You don't have to fight.
Yeah.
If you don't want to. And then from Jordan Tibbetts, finally, it felt like how I remembered the first feeling, and it improved upon everything. I got vivid memories of running back to the base in all different ways and speeds. I also have vivid memories of trying to beat my friend's speeds in the time trials. I've only played through the game once. It'll forever be locked in my brain. You know what? Keep it that way.
I mean, if you want to revisit it, I'm not going to stop you, but...
No, I don't. In a case like that, don't. Like, you loved it, you had a great time. It's not a bad game, but I don't think you'll have the same experience ever again.
Yeah.
Because I think... And then from the official Laser Time community... From Brian Langenwater, I played it a bit, Walter. I played it a bit for once of those free weekends several years ago. Then it was super cheap and I decided to purchase it. I finally played all the way through it earlier this year and enjoyed my time with it. Yes, the first game is better, but I thoroughly enjoyed the exploration angle that this one had. I think it's a game that's best enjoyed in 2-3 hour chunks rather than binging it in long game sessions. That is true.
To a degree, it's probably true.
I binged this game and I just shut it off and like, I need to stop. So this is, I don't think this is a game that should be played like the way I did it, but that's how it's a combination thing. This is how I play games and I had time. Like I was in a situation where I had time. I had to do something with that time and there were no edits to do. So
you can play the game.
Yeah. And this is the game on the schedule. Like this is the next game. So most people don't like that. Like, I'm a very special breed of person where I'm like, I like the schedule. I like the fact that I'm told what to do to play my game.
I like it to a degree, but I could not, I don't think, do it as frequently as you do.
No, I don't want anybody to. I've tried that a few times. I never want to have anyone that feels they have to be on everything that I do because it becomes too taxing on anyone. It's too much. I've tried. And gaming can be hard because you'll be in the mood for something else, but you're like, okay, well, this is on the schedule. And
right. I
mean, sometimes it affects me. This wasn't one of those cases. I wasn't not in the mood for a per-person. I haven't played a per-person game in a while. I was just not. Something about this game that didn't click for me as well.
And I just think that's the game. It just doesn't click.
Yeah, it was just a game. It had nothing to do with time it wasn't because of a time limit I was rushing a little bit, but had I had more fun, if I would have felt like I could have completed more side missions, I would have done a lot more side missions if I didn't feel like they were just going to hold me back and I was just going to get frustrated because I did get frustrated.
Understandable. I get that. I was like, it's a game that can be frustrating the more you put time into it, but in general is not, super taxing on your mind.
I forgot to ask this, but the game reminded me because I'm watching the speedrun and they're at the last tower. So do you have a fear of heights at all?
No.
Good. I do not like heights, and even though this is not in VR, when I was playing that last level, I did not like. I would look down a couple times, like, oh, this. I know that none of this is real, and it still bothers. Like a little part of me was bothered. Like there's a little bit of fear in there. Like Mike, you can't fall through the laptop. You are fine. But there was just that like second of like point some seconds of fear where it's like the brain, like, oh yeah, this ain't real. Like you're fine. But
did you have any issues at the end where you had to like jump on those little platforms that like went up and down?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, fuck those things.
I had the problem where like I must have been like pointing the wrong because you have to climb up the wall, hit right trigger or right bumper to have her switch. Do a 360, then jump to the other one. And there were sometimes I must have been pointing a different direction or something, and she would jump to the left or jump to the right and jump to her death.
Yeah.
And you have to replay the 2-minute part with the battle or 3-minute part to get back there to do it again. And I'm just like, this is annoying.
That's the thing that's going to stay with me for a long time about that game.
Because they can't give you a checkpoint at that spot because you're in a time limit. So if you fucked yourself with a time earlier, they can't do that. So I get it, but it was frustrating.
Yep.
And then climbing the tower is also timed. The last one I got, I was down to like but I was getting down to like 1 or 2 seconds when I finally hit the right button and got, because on the third one, it was just, they get hard to climb.
They very much do.
And then from Chrissy Cohn, agreed. I was obsessed with the first one, super stoked about the second, and just wasn't that into it. Yeah, because it's missing that juice.
Missing that little special juice.
I don't have a better word. But it's missing something. From Eric Carlson, I never played the game, but listened to the soundtrack all the time. Yeah, the music is good.
I mean, I guess Solarfields is a known artist. If you like his work, I'm sure. Or their work, I don't know.
I mostly played with sound, except for the parts where I kept dying repeatedly. Then I don't play any sound because I don't need to hear the same fucking things over. I just stop. Yeah, the headphones go out. That's the end of that. But I did play most of the games now.
That's one thing they brought over from the previous game too, is the same artist for the soundtrack.
Oh, that's cool. Unfortunately, I don't really pay a lot of attention to that type of stuff, unfortunately. Just who I am, but that is cool. And then last comment from Chris Fellows. I think I feel the same as you. I think the part of it, too, I was a teenager when I played the first one when it came out, and an adult with the second one, so I think having a lot of free time helped, but still, it felt weird with the open world and just felt off. I re-download every so often, but can never bring myself to really get into it. No, fair enough.
Fair enough.
You know, it's missing that secret spice. I don't know what it is or what's missing, but there's something missing.
So it feels a little more crafted, probably.
Yeah. Maybe I also don't like the fact that you're a 17-year-old when the other game...
realized she was 17.
She's in juvie.
Oh, I guess I didn't put that together.
I mean, and they say juvie more than once. They make sure you know she was in juvenile prison. You know, like, they are very, like, she had to be 17 then. I mean, maybe she's not. Maybe this is a different dystopian world where juvie goes farther, but I don't know, and I didn't care enough to look it up. But, I don't know, something about it just rubbed me the wrong way. And this is the guy who plays RPGs with kids who save the world. But if there's something, I don't know.
It's because she's close to your son's age, maybe.
I think it's more of the fact that she's kind of she's not even sexualized in this game, so I don't know what it is. Like, because games do that, and or media.
You expect the sexualization to be there anyway.
Yes, and I just would. Well, I think part of it, if this would have been the first game and she was 17, fine, you're setting a precedent of where you can go. But this is a reboot, and in the first game she's in her 20s, has to be just based on the way she looks. I mean, she could have been in her 20s in this game if they wouldn't have multiply said she's in juvie. They just would have said she was in prison, wouldn't have thought a second thing about it. Would have thought, okay, she's just young and looks good. Fine. But you have to put juvenile, and that bothered me.
If you turn 18 when you're in juvie, do you automatically get transferred to an adult prison?
In real life, yes.
Interesting.
Because you're automatic. I know that from watching too many documentaries, by the way. But yes. You're automatically transferred because now you're an adult, so you're no longer. So yeah, so that's the kind of issue I had with it. What was I going to say? Another thing I want to bring up before we go to the next segment. This game also has a tie-in comic.
Yes.
That it advertises multiple times in here.
I did not read it.
I did not either, nor am I. Well, I say I'm not going to. I thought about it. I was like, I'll see if Dominic, we could do an episode. I don't think I care enough.
I don't know if I care. I will do it if you really want to. I don't care.
I mean, I don't care either, so I think that speaks for itself. But yeah, I mean, they're like, read the comic to find out how she ended up in juvie. It's like...
Hey, you know what? Here, I'll make you a deal. We can do that the same time we do the Callisto Protocol podcast.
Oh, fuck, there's a podcast for that, isn't there? We talked about that. Yeah, I don't think I want to do that either. So, the Mirror's Edge comic is on my website, one of my websites that I go to. It's 6 issues. Oh, the cover of the first issue looks like the cover of the first game.
Okay.
It's okay. I'm looking at. I don't know. It does not. I don't think I'm curious enough. I don't know. These don't do good enough to make me want to read a comic I have little interest in. We'll see. I forgot about the Callisto Protocol podcast. I'd have to listen to a podcast. You know how long that would take me?
6 hours, at least.
A long time to commit to. Then they make a podcast talking about a podcast. That would be an interesting phenomenon. We'll see. All right, let's give away a code for anyone that's still listening to me banter. Let's see what the next code to give away is. I keep buying Steam bundles with codes. Okay, your code today is Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader. No fucking idea what this is. But your code is 3PZV8ZN2V49I. I'm pretty sure that's an I. So that is Hammer 40,000 Rogue Trader. And again, if you guys have any issues with the code, hit me up on Discord. I keep it for about 30 days. I mean, I delete it, but it stays in my phone for 30 days. So if you hit me up and you're like, hey, this part didn't work, I will give you the last part. Like, I'll help you out. Just hit me in Discord. You're on Discord. It's free. You'll see a link in the show notes of every episode I do for years worth.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, all right, let's go to Shelf Stacker Box. And Dominic, why don't you lead us in?
I think this one's going to go in the box. It's fine, but it's not particularly amazing. It's a game that exists for sure.
Okay, I'll go next. So I was kind of torn between stack and box because, like, I did have fun with this game, but I didn't hate it. Like, but I'm still going to put it in the box, unfortunately, because I have no desire to replay it. I have no desire to, like, I don't know. I mean, there are cool things about it. It's not a bad game. It's just, it's missing something.
It really is.
and I don't know what it is. I don't know. I would have loved to get another sequel to this, and maybe things would have been better, but that will never happen. I think that's also hard, knowing that the franchise is just dead.
Yeah.
So it is dead. It ain't coming back.
If it wasn't dead already, it's certainly dead now.
Yeah, I to make a political joke, I don't see Saudi Arabia. Hey, let's make a game about a female that's going against the government. I don't see them wanting to fund a game like that.
I guess we'll find out.
All right, and I should not talk about I should mention what we're gonna talk about next week. Next week, you can hear us talk about Treasure of the Rudras. And if you're like, what is that? It is a Super Nintendo RPG that never came to America that I have always wanted to finish.
Those obscure Square RPGs.
It's one I found back in the day on emulation, and I could never finish it because it's a hard as balls RPG, and I didn't play it right. And now I'm going back and I am finishing it. So that's why it's on the show.
Next year, you're going to do Treasure Hunter G?
I never played Treasure Hunter G back then. It's always been on my list to get to. The other one, the next one, like Live a Live, the Treasure of the Rudras, the next one would probably be Bahamut Lagoon.
Ooh, that was, yeah, I've heard good things about that.
Well, it was just, these are the ones that we had access to that were on Quality ROM's website, which was my first ROM website that I messed with.
Yeah.
Run by Tortilla Godzilla and Nacho, or was it Nacho Godzilla and Tortilla something? They had dumb names like that, but they ran this website called Quality ROMs that doesn't exist anymore. And it was like hand-picked ROMs.
Interesting.
But it was my favorite website back then when I was younger. Like, I loved it. And that was where we got our ROMs. Arch Nacho and Godzilla Tortilla. Those are their names. Back when, this would have been like the early 2000s-ish. I was in like early high school, so right 2002, 2003, and I just remember, and that's where I found these games. Same like the Sailor Moon RPG, which I did do on the show and finished.
Yes,
that's what you hear about next week, Treasure of the Rudras. All right, and then we should go to plugs. Dominic, where can we find you at?
I am on the Descendant Waves podcast on YouTube. You can look us up there. It's a wonderful music podcast where we talk about all kinds of music, albums, EPs, underground stuff, modern stuff, mainstream stuff, you name it. We've covered a lot. It's over 6 years now of content. You can also find me on the Overblow Facebook group.
Right. And if you enjoyed this podcast, there's over 900 other episodes of the show. We do movies, TV shows, video games, comics, all sorts of content. If you want to support the show, we do have a Patreon, a little dollar. You can vote in our Patreon poll. We have 1 to 2 polls every month. Currently just 1. I'm hoping next year to go back to 2. But if you donate $10 or more, I will plug your podcast or YouTube channel on every episode I make during that month. So thanks to those lovely people, Phoebe Stanton, Let's Play Princess. On YouTube, you can check her and also check out her podcast, Nerds of Broadcast. And also want to shout out to absolutely the best podcast of Work in Progress, Zach's podcast. Zach's on here off and on too. They do the Marvel movies, or they do MCU movies, MCU adjacent movies, and they are now doing the Alien franchise. So check out their podcast. And check out A Gamer Looks at 40, currently on hiatus. He'll be back eventually. And please join our Discord. If you want to be a part of the show, you want to suggest things for the show, join the Discord. I'm constantly looking for people to join me. You can make suggestions that will go on a list that I'll someday get to, very slowly, but I try. And yeah, it's a fun place. So join the Discord. Please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, YouTube, audio only. And I forgot to shout out Helena. Check out my awesome outro thanks to Helena. Follow her on Hell Half Fury on TikTok and Instagram. And please rate and reviews wherever you get your podcast. That's everything I need to say. So we will see you guys all next time.
If you want
Bye, everybody.
Another episode to listen to after this, go look up the Dragon Quest Heroes Rocket Slime episode. I'm sure that's a good one.
It is, actually. Right, bye, everybody.
Bye.